Video 2. What? Hello, I'm Kaz, and this is my channel where I post my thoughts. Today's video is maybe you're unlovable because you cannot reciprocate or feel love for anyone or anything. And what this video is going to be about is how people will be upset that they in relationships feel like it's not reciprocated, or feel like their friends don't like them, or feel like they deserve like movie love when they themselves are the meanest fucking person alive. Yeah, so that's today's video. So as you've heard, today's video is something that I've noticed for a very long time, and I just think it's a good video topic to talk about. And I think this will be mostly relatable for people who have been in public school or school in the last 5 years or still are in. I think this is what this video will be most relevant to, but if you haven't, feel free to watch. But this is from my personal experiences, so I don't know how relevant it will be to people before that. Just a warning. I think if you on social media, you will see people who will post things. You probably know someone in your own life who will post things like, I'm so unlovable, all my exes break my heart, they all destroy me, I can't find the right person, all my friends are fake. And then these people go off and they are just horribly mean to everyone they deem as below them. You are what you give. I'm a firm believer in that. And I'm not someone who's like deep into spirituality. I don't practice it in any means, but I do think it exists in some levels. And I've realized that the energy you give, the energy you receive, is what is going to come back to you. And I think spirituality has a deep connection to sociology and human behavior. And I've noticed that people who are nice and kind, and I'm not saying they're fucking Mother Teresa's over here. You are allowed to have a day where you are a complete bitch. You are allowed to have a day where you are mean to everyone. But for the majority of your time, you are trying your hardest to be an individual who is kind, who is helpful. You're doing better than the average person. And these people, I've noticed, attract others like them, and they attract people who are kind. And I know some of you could be like, what about people pleasers? You're not giving kindness for the free will to be kind. You're giving it because you do not want someone to be angry at you. And if you are around people you think would be angry at you for disagreeing, then that's your problem. But I know people in real life as well who always like, my ex broke up with me, no one likes me, I'm so ugly. And then you make fun of disabled people. You see children, you see your classmates who might be behind developmentally, and you laugh at them. You see kids that are maybe socially lacking in some areas, and you point and laugh. You look at people who are queer or transgender and you make fun of them and you spread hate. You are what you attract. Why are you so shocked that the people you attract are just like you? And I've noticed that these people, they give themselves some kind of they try and justify their behavior because they want to find a flaw in the person they're making fun of, so they feel socially right, so they feel morally correct. They're like, well, that person is weird, and they're just, I just think, or they do it for a little laugh. They do it with their friends. And you know what? For a very long time, I didn't believe people when they said, oh, they're just insecure. I just thought they're better than me, because I was someone who was deemed as a weird kid. And I have been bullied and I have been harassed in my classes. And for many of these reasons, there were assumptions that people made off of me that weren't true at all. I'm being fully honest, they were not true at all. They were assumptions they made about me. And they assumed this, and it was not true. They just assumed based off my appearance and based off what they thought about me that this was true, and it's not. And that is what these people do. They look and they point at people who have a sense of individuality and they go, and what I've noticed is that these people will also pretend to be the weird kid's friend. And you will see this act in most, you also see it on social media, where people be like, me befriending the weird kid, me befriending the disabled kid, me befriending the kid with autism. And then they go around, they're like, all my friends are snakes, all my friends are fake. Really, I wonder why. I wonder why. And to people who feel like they might fit in this category, change. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm judgmental as hell. I wouldn't have this channel if I wasn't. But every day, I close my eyes and I think, today's a new day for me. I've had shitty days. I've been a bitch to so many people. And I'm like, I'm gonna give people grace. I'm going to give people grace. A customer comes up to my window, they're being rude, I'm gonna give them grace. I'm gonna smile. It's gonna be done in 5 minutes, we're out. But if you were in my regular classes, you were constantly being a fucking dick. I'm gonna judge you hard as hell. Right, yeah, I'm gonna do that, okay? Because that's the thing about me. I wouldn't consider myself an overtly kind person. I think it is wrong to bully people for their own individuality or for their own differences. But if you are going out there and you are being mean to people to feel better about yourself, I'm gonna laugh at you. I'm gonna laugh at you and I'm gonna say bad things about you, and if you find out, good. I hope you have some self-recognition. I hope you have a whole change, like a butterfly, a metamorphosis. Because genuinely, why do you bring this attitude into your life? Why? What are you gaining from this? You look at kids you find different and you go, oh, they're so weird. And then you go out in your life and you're like, why am I so miserable? Because you act miserable. Because you treat people miserably. You are incapable of finding love in anything. At all. And that is why you are unlovable yourself. You cannot expect people to love you when you cannot love anything. When you see people on the street walking by and your first critique is, oh, her hair is such a bad color. You can't expect to find love when you see disabled people and think they're weird, when you don't see someone who probably is overcome so much. You cannot find love if you cannot find a place in your heart to love everyone you meet on a daily basis. And I'm not saying you love the guy that tailgated you on the highway. I'm not saying you love the person who bumped you in lunch. But I feel like as a human, you have these experiences. And I'll be at work and I'll see a mother and her son has a hearing implant. He's very young. And you can tell that she's trying so hard to learn ASL, and you can tell that she loves her son so much. And that is, I love that. I feel a sense of love in my heart when I see that. Your first thought would be always death. Or when you see a mother who is, or a father, single mother or single father who's pulling out their last change out of their pocket to pay for something for their child, my heart is full of parental love and appreciation. When I see someone who is proudly individualistic, as long as it's not like, when I say proudly individualistic, I agree that there are some things that you should not express publicly, and there are very few, and these things are sexual things. So let me preface this. If it is sexual, please do not display it publicly, especially in school. But besides that, if you have an interest and it might be seen weird in other people's ideals, I think I'm really glad you're passionate about that. I'm really glad that you find passion in that. When I see a teacher who's clearly overworked, who may be a little outdated, I say they're trying their hardest. They really care about their kids. You laugh and point. You laugh at them. You snicker. You say, oh, look at that teacher. That is why you cannot find love. Because you cannot see it. Because you have blinded yourself from any empathy, from any sympathy, from any love at all. And you wonder why you lack it in your own life. Because you surround yourself with people as horrible as you, with people who go down to your level, and you expect them to love you, to appreciate you. when you cannot appreciate anything at all. That's why I always tell people, you are your friends. I look at my friends and I aspire to be them because I see their kindness, I see their love, and they inspire me to be a better person. That's how I know I'm with the right people. You look at your friends and you say, I'm gonna make fun of someone with them. No. And at the beginning of this video, I've played some clips of social media where people are like, oh, the weird kid in a relationship, da, 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 da. And you guys see how bizarre it is from looking at a third perspective. And I think people don't do this in their lives because children are dumb and they don't have a mental compass. But I am one of those people who truly believes that human beings are born without selfishness. I think it is learned. I think it is heavily learned. And I think meanness is learned. And sometimes by the parent, but I know kids with nice parents, with parents who support them fully, and they turn out to be the meanest motherfuckers alive. And it's just bizarre to me that you can expect to be treated well when you cannot treat people in your daily lives at least decently. So if you're seeing this and you agree, the last comments, I realized to turn it off, so if you want to comment. If you got this far, thank you. So that's my take for the day. You cannot complain about the absence of love in your life when you dismiss every opportunity to see it. And this video is gonna be slightly edited for the first time. I'm gonna be editing my videos. I'm gonna hate it. Thank you for watching.